what's up? Welcome to episode 2 for CNC for Dummies. And today we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. What is it? You're new to the CNC world, you buy the machine, you think it's cool, you want to make some wood items or PVC, whatever you're choosing to carve depending on your machine. And you're new and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing here, right? So let's dive in and take a look at it. So X, Y, and Z. What is it? What does it mean? I'm confused. So X, Y, and Z is a reference to the different axes that are on the computer software. So you're talking about mathematical measurements for movement, essentially, right? So your y-axis, you want to remember, travels north and south. Your x travels east and west. Okay, so y, north and south. Your x travels east and west. And your z is always up and down. So your router traveling up and traveling down. Closer and further away from your stock that you're using. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple examples based off of some machines that I've used. Number one is the Bob's CNC machine. Okay, doesn't matter which machine they're using. If it has X, Y, and Z access, and I know they have a newer machine, but for any of Bob's CNC machines, when you look at the machine, this is what you see if it's sitting on a table, okay? You have two side rails, and then you have your cross rail, and you have where your router assembly goes. And this machine is a little bit backwards, okay? So if you're looking at your machine with your side rails, this is actually the Y, and this is the X, okay? So if you were doing design work on the computer, and you were looking at your screen, you know, your screen's here, and you typed a word straight across, you actually would need to be standing, turn this machine around. Okay, this is the way you would need to look at your machine. So if you made artwork and on your screen you were looking at it left to right, this is where you would need to look at your machine. You would need to actually stand on the left side next to the rail, looking towards the other rail. Now you've got your X and your Y here, okay? So it's a little bit backwards of what you normally would see. Now we're gonna talk about the Onefinity, because I have the Onefinity machine as well. I'm sure you've seen some of the videos. Now this machine is set accurately. So your side rails, if you're looking at your machine, here's your side rails. When you home your machine, it's going to home to this corner. Okay? Now this is your X, and this is your Y. Alright? So if we go back and look at Bob's machine, you notice if you home it, it does home to that bottom left corner. Okay? So if you were standing over here, it's the same axis, right? X and Y. But most people will set their machine on a table like this. So when they're standing at their machine, they're not looking at it from the end of it. They're looking this way. So it could be a little confusing if you're just starting out. If you were to look online, you may see a lot of diagrams that show X and Y. Like Onefinity, right? X and Y. So just keep in mind, if you are using a Bob's, either stand next to the left rail or just turn the machine sideways. Alright. Most of your other machines are set just like this, but you really want to see where it homes. Okay, so if you have a machine that might home back here when you're looking at it, you're probably going to need to stand on that side rail. If it homes back here, you're probably going to need to stand behind it. And if it homes up here, you would stand right in front of it and look. Alright, it's very important when you're doing your artwork. because I'd hate to see you write the word test left to right and load a piece of wood onto your machine, say right here, and you zero it down here, and you tell it to cut. It's actually going to cut the word test this way and not this way. So it might get you frustrated. So when you're talking about your X, Y, and Z, got to know your machine. That's a couple examples, the Bobs and the Onefinity. All right. As always, thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again. See you next time.